Fight copped a little bit of a nerf, but they're just going to go up against the Camille with that one. Can be dangerous considering. Yeah. When we're talking about when we're talking about UCal, we'll talk about 2018. When we're talking about Blank, we'll talk about 2020 over in Japan. As we've got a bit of a flash in here, as Croco just going to be obliterated. Samira locks down the dragon, and I don't know why Croco stood there. I actually wasn't about to get hyped. And getting towards that Trinity Force very, very quickly as well, where he will have that huge damage spike. UCal running away from Summit here. As you can see, Zeus off to the side. It's a bit of a bait here set up. Gravity Field is fantastic. As Summit's going down incredibly low. The Emperor's Divide wasn't actually great. Sort of regrouped KT for them as Summit will burn down. But in the end, it is going to be a trade.
Yeah, trade-off is when you do get traded like that, then Doran gets another full clear, gets a turret plate, and so, you know, it's hard to argue whether that was a good trade for Summit. It was a good rotation there, even with the kills being even, because of the value gained there in the top lane for Doran. They get a Drake for it, and it is going to be that Infernal Soul coming up soon.
Ooh, an exciting soul. I'm not used to these. It's all just cloudy when it comes to my experiences in the LCK, so I'm very, very excited now. 2,000 gold is the lead for KT, but like you say, Live SandBox being able to secure the Drake earlier is going to be helpful. Hextech Ultimatum here towards the top side as Summit says, I'm going to move slightly southwest. And that is going to save his life.
Going to get all these plates. So the Rift Herald again, going to funnel some more gold into Doran. And it's been, you know, the story of
taking more money on the map. So as time goes on and, you know, 10 minutes into the future, I'm going to hold that thought as Doran going down to about half health, has to flash to get himself out. Croco right over there, and Hextech Ultimatum, he's going to burn down in the sky.
Because they know that's the only place he can rotate, and they just catch him on his rotation towards the mid lane there. Knowing that, like, he's not going to be able to stay there and he has to go elsewhere, and he's not going to go back because he's playing extremely greedy, super ahead. Just find him out. Catch him out there, and they're going to get the Rift Herald for it, and they're going to be able to trade this turret back. Not going to get the plates, obviously, but, you know, they're coming back here a little bit.
Yeah, local gold going to be important as well, as Root is going to be able to grab that one for himself. Live SandBox push the mid lane. Hybrid can, of course, make it over with the Killer Instinct if he needs to, because we've got a lot of posturing here for the first Infernal Drake of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be KT trying to grab this blue away, but as they do, Drake Party goes back over to Live SandBox. Look at Hybrid's positioning here, though. He's getting a lot of damage off on the side. And UCal is about to do a ton. I mean, he's already leading the damage here.
Well, we'll see how this one's going to go. Solar Flare comes in as Summit has to flash away. Unstoppable Force just does absolutely nothing as UCal takes down the Rockman. The Infernal Drake's joining in on this fight now as effort will be going down. Blank picks up that kill. Croco secures the Drake. But at what cost is the question? Two members of Live SandBox limping away.
And things will just get worse and worse if they don't get it. This KT's comp is just going to do so much damage. Unbelievable. Void Staff here for UCal as well, just to guarantee even more damage. They're actually going to make a play around Baron because there's no vision here whatsoever for Live SandBox. They're slowly finding out about this, but this is going to be a long walk to the Baron pit. They might just be too late.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether this is going to be something they commit to. You can see Samira's walking from base, just not going to be there. Blank's going to secure the Baron. And Summit, he's gone down extraordinarily low. The headbutt pulp doesn't really work, but at least the Unstoppable Force gets some work done. But the Rock is going to immediately fall down. Effort now also, that will is looking far more breakable than it wanted to be. Blank off to the side, and Live SandBox are going to limp away.
There has to be something more.
Yeah, and also there has to be flashes on cooldown as well, otherwise the Malphite's not going to be able to do it. You can see Summit trying to frontline. He's pretty tanky, but there's still 30 seconds on this Infernal Drake, and the amount of pressure that this Baron buff can put on is going to be too much for Live SandBox. They can't stay in this river. They've completely given up lane control. The macro has just fallen out the window for Live SandBox in this
for that Drake. Or how do you come back into the game if you just say, well, we can't win that fight, let's just not fight it then? I mean, you're digging yourself a deeper hole, a bigger deficit. This is just going to be so incredible.
Yeah, and he's also a Lilia that does damage, you know? This isn't going to be the more supportive variety that we saw yesterday as Root. He's going down extraordinarily low. UCal just going to fight him out, and that is looking too difficult. Summit can possibly solo ult him, but decides instead to try and make his way out. Not really doing too much there as Hybrid just gets rid of the Malphite, and it feels like this game very close to over. Effort just doing his best to peel, but they're not going to be able to get any kills. They lose their Malphite and their AD carry.
Yeah.
And KT have complete run of the map.
We just mentioned it. How can you side lane if you're root? Camille's going to come kill you. I mean, it literally happened just moments later. He got away with it once when they were on the Infernal Drake, but he was not going to get away with it twice. This is not even contestable. In a minute 30 is actually almost, it's just too long. Like, Live SandBox can maybe get Drake vision advantage for the soul, but that's all they're going to get. As Root is just way too far out here. He thought maybe Effort could help him out. That's not a thresh. There's no Lantern. Let's see incorrectly as, oh god.
Hybrid just avoids the Emperor's Divide so beautifully with the supercharger. Oh my goodness. It's the last time we talk up Fate. It seemed to have not helped him. The cast curse is real. Oh no. 504. Does 504 405? Can he get an assist?
I'd have to Google
how
those,
they work,
man. I don't know. I only know 303, 404.
Well, this Baron's going down very low. Live SandBox look like they want to try and get a fight here. Collateral damage not going to quite make it work.
Okay.
The Emperor's Divide that we wanted to see, but do they actually have enough items to fight this squad as Doran does have a big old shield? Zeus is in here as well. Yukal very, very healthy, and he just goes through. That death ray is so aptly named as he picks up a double now. Doran gets on in there. The triple kill for Yukal. He still had a stopwatch, ladies and gentlemen, and Blank comes back in just to steal away the kill. And that will be the ace, and that's going to be the game.
Yeah, that was a example of what happens if the engage goes well for Live SandBox. You know, if that had happened maybe 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, this could look like a different game. But unfortunately, even with the perfect engage, the damage output is way too high. Yukal didn't even have to use his Zhonya's until the end of the fight.
Yeah, the very, very end. And now, as the Nexus turrets are going down, Wolf, what is 706? What's that area code?
I think that might actually be Georgia.
That's a much bigger one. And Effort's going to come through, doesn't even get to die, as the Nexus is going to beat him to it.